Coach's Corner Cat fans, thanks for joining me here on this Tuesday afternoon, back on Tuesdays this week. So we're going to, just like similar format, throw out a thank you to a group, have a senior spotlight, a coach's spotlight, review the Minster game, and of course preview the upcoming Marion game, which is always an exciting week, and with league title implications in this game, so we'll get to that a little bit later there. So first of all, I want to start out with the thank yous. So my thank yous this week go out to our junior high coaches. So we have 5 of them. 4 are on 4 contract and 1 is a volunteer. The 8th graders, Aaron Weigel and Matt Hamilton, are the 8th grade coaches. Aaron kind of runs the whole, kind of is like the head of the junior high program. So Matt and Aaron are both about low 40s kind of guys. Have had sons go through our programs. Aaron has 2 sons playing right now. 1 has graduated, and Matt has a son who's a sophomore and an 8th grader. 7th grade, Aaron Allig and Kyle Arns. Okay, they're Coldwater guys. All 5 of our guys, all 5 of our junior high coaches are Coldwater grads, so that's a good thing. Kyle, who is also the head softball coach, played for us a few years back, and this is his first year with the 7th grade program. And Aaron Allig, I'm not sure what year he's in, maybe 4th, 5th, something like that. Aaron played a little before Aaron. I think Aaron was like a 2003 grad, something like that. Was a good player for us, and he's our head wrestling coach. So we're tying all these different coaches with different sports, and so that's the way we like it. And then Brandon Homan is a volunteer. Brandon played just a few years ago. He was a guard on our 2015 undefeated team. So Brandon really helps out those guys out with the O&D line, and so he's enjoyed that, and so thanks to those 5 guys for being good guys and keeping our kids out, and so we have about 45 to 50 junior high guys. We have a couple smaller grades going through right now, and then the 6th grade group next year picks up with another large group, and we have some really large younger grades, like in the 130s and 140s down there in the kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade level. So lots of little Cavaliers coming up here in the future. Senior spotlight, again, I've got a couple more weeks with the seniors, but today's spotlight's number 77, Andrew Hicks. And so Hicksy is a starting guard and starting D lineman for us, and he gets some breaks on defense, but he's always in there on offense. So he's a guard for us. Kind of like Josh Kalp, actually he has lost weight this year. I think at one point this winter he was up to 255 pounds, which at 5'8" or 9 is just wasn't good for him, wasn't healthy for him. And I'm proud of him. He's lost probably 50 pounds, so he's right around 200. Can really run. He's a good athlete for our lineman guys, and so he plays guards, a really good puller, and is quick and smart. He knows what he's doing. And then on defense, he's just a typical. We typically have 1 D tackle that's not a real big guy, but just scrappy, keeps your pads down, and really helps us. So that's number 77, Andrew Hicks. And number 19, Tanner Molenkamp. And Tanner does lots of things for us, and he's very versatile. So that has really helped, especially on the defensive side. So Tanner plays wide out for us, but he also has been a kickoff returner, has had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Actually, he had a punt return for a touchdown last week, but it got called back. He is playing. He was our starting corner and played a lot of corner last year. This year he was a starter, and then when Jack Broering got hurt, he has bumped back to the safety a little bit more. So he's pretty versatile. He can play corner. He can play safety. He's a smart guy that can communicate things to the players. So he's really got a multiple jobs for us, right? He'll probably return punts again this week. Marcel has a hurt hand. He's going to play, but we'll see how he goes. So Tanner may be the punt returner, and he's also one of our kickoff returners along with Marcel. So two good guys, 2 good program guys that have gone through and have lots of time playing this year and last year. So Andrew Hicks, number 77, Tanner Molenkamp, number 19. Coach's spotlight this week, Joe Hewer. Joe came to us about 5, maybe his 5th year or something like that. be honest with you, I'm not really sure. Joe was at New Bremen for a little while, and he was at Sydney for a few years, so he's had some good experiences away from Coldwater. Joe is about a 2004 graduate, I believe. So Joe coaches our defensive ends and guards. So he works with Randy all the time. And those two take care of the guards and tackles and centers. Joe's a guy who's pretty passionate about his coaching. He likes to learn all new stuff. He always has good ideas. He's always watching film and rewatching film and rewatching film, and he and I converse a lot about different ideas. Joe teaches right above me. He is a special needs teacher, and so I see him in the hallways quite a bit, and we have lots of conversations, in between classes, things like that. So Joe Hewer, Joe's got 4 boys, so we got four little Hewer boys coming up. His wife Lenny, this is kind of cool. Joe was with Lenny, and she just ran the Boston Marathon the other day, and she had been injured they wouldn't let her run for about a month, and so she still had qualified, so she wanted to do it. So she finished it. I'm sure she probably didn't run the time she would want to, but she finished the race, and so Joe and Lenny had probably a great time up there in Boston, and Joe will be back for practice today. So backing up a little bit to last week's game against Minster, the score ended up being 42-0. Pretty good, clean game for us. We scored, I think, the first 4 or 5 times we had the ball, and then the defense played really well. I think we gave up 65 total yards for the game. But in saying that, we have a pretty veteran squad with lots of juniors and seniors playing. They are very young. These last 2 years, they've had a couple classes that aren't their typical athletic and big and strong kids, and so the new coach came in, and Seth is doing a good job there. It appears that they're buying into what he's trying to do, but they're just really young. They have a freshman quarterback, they had a freshman corner, I think they had a freshman safety, and they're playing against older guys. So they'll be back. They'll be back in here in a couple of years when Seth Whiting is his last name, and Seth gets the numbers going again, and they have some good younger class. Their freshman class is really good. So moving on to Marion, and of course, this is one of the exciting games every year. Unfortunately, we didn't play it last year because of COVID and the way the schedule was set up. It was a game that got skipped because we only played 6 regular season games and then moved right on to the playoffs. So Marion comes in undefeated. They have played some good teams and beat those good teams. They started with Walpock right off the bat and beat them. They beat a pretty good Macomb team. They have beat New Bremen. They have beat Versailles, and in a lot of good games. They beat St. Henry. So they played a lot of good, really close games. They come in with an outstanding defense, probably the best defense in the league, I think. Offensively, they've lost a couple key guys, a running back / slot guy, and then a big, strong running back defensive end. And so those two, unfortunately, had season-ending injuries. So they come in a little wounded, but their defense is still really stout. And I told the kids, I said, they're not really terribly hard to prepare for because you kind of know what they're going to do, but it's whether or not you can beat them. I would say their number one strength is they know what they're doing. They've run the same defense for 10, 15 years, and they just play hard. They play harder than anybody we play, and they're just tough, hard-nosed, Marion-style kids that have been there forever. So we're really looking forward to the challenge. I guess for us, we feel like we're getting 3 or 4 of our guys back this week. So Colin Weigel is returning. Luke Sudoff is going to return and play. Smitty, what's Smitty's first name? I'm drawing a blank here. Darren Schmidtmeyer, our middle linebacker who has missed 3 or 4 games, is coming back, and he runs the defense and calls it. So we're going to get a good energy boost from him. So we feel good coming in, and it's always a good battle and tough battle, and we win some of them, they win some of them, and hopefully the Cavs will come out on top. And that's, of course, Friday night and it's at 7 o'clock, and we play at Marion this year. So thanks for joining me, and hopefully we come back with a victory on Friday night.